who has experienced the pure heat and humidity of a Florida summer would agree that there ain't much hotter places on earth to be in July. Maybe, yeah, maybe out where, the dry heat out where Todd Denkin is in Las Vegas, but right, you know what I'm saying? You got that heat and humidity and just lay on you like a do-rag, man, I promise, out there. And I'm sure that anybody who's been following this manufactured ballot box battle between the Sunshine State's hemp and marijuana industries would agree it's too damn hot for that shit. On the surface, times have changed, and politically, support for legalized adult use cannabis seems like a no-brainer. The numbers support an economic case to be made too. But according to a Fox News poll released last month, the whole weed for the people social case can be made too, revealing that 2 in 3 Florida voters support the truly funded cannabis legalization initiative, an issue proving more popular than Governor Ron DeSantis himself. Also to note, the survey showed a majority of support across the political spectrum, proving once again that cannabis is indeed the true unifier, the unifying issue that more American politicians should rally behind, regardless of your party affiliation. However, DeSantis has consistently argued that Florida should not go beyond its existing medical cannabis program, and that broader reform would negatively impact the quality of life for Floridians. Furthermore, the Florida Republican Party formally came out against Amendment 3 last month, despite all signals from the people pointing to full legalization winning by a landslide come this November. So, if you're looking for more answers as to why the whole Florida hemp versus marijuana thing is still thinging, y'all got to follow the fucking money. And once again, Marijuana Moments Kyle Yeager is doing just that. Yeager reported yesterday that amid new reporting that Florida-based hemp businesses are rallying behind Governor Ron DeSantis' campaign to defeat a marijuana legalization initiative, with an apparent pledge from hemp executives to donate $5 million to the Republican Party as it works to oppose the effort. One particular cannabis-affiliated company has come under the spotlight after contributing a cool $100,000 to boost the governor's so-called Florida Freedom Fund after its initially tepid fundraising start. This comes weeks after the governor vetoed a bill to ban most consumable hemp products, in a move that some suspect was at least partly meant to garner the industry's favor in his anti-marijuana crusade. DeSantis launched the Political Action Committee, targeting both the legalization measure and a separate abortion rights initiative that will appear on the November ballot last month. The PAC has about 121,000 on hand, the bulk of which coming from POB Ventures, which is linked to a medical cannabis worker training institution and a chain of hemp businesses. Go figure. CEO of POB Ventures, Patrick O'Brien, told Marijuana Moment that he's not against adult use cannabis legalization in principle, but is instead troubled by the specific language of the ballot initiative because it provides an option rather than a mandate for regulators to approve additional licenses. Brian, who also runs the education platform Sativa University, great name, and the retail hemp chain Chronic Guru. Sounds like this guy's peddling a bunch of hemp and, trying to pretend that it's not what it is, but I digress. He suggested that the framework could create a monopolized cannabis economy that primarily benefits the state's existing medical marijuana companies, including the multi-state operators such as Trulieve that have primarily financed the legal campaign. If you look very closely at the writing, they just messed it up. And it was with full intent to mess this thing up. All they had to do was make a simple change from may issue more licenses to must issue more licenses, and we would have had a recreational market, is what O'Brien said. He also claims that by giving regulators that licensing discretion, the measure could effectively kneecap prospective businesses outside of the existing medical cannabis space. When pressed on the governor's ideological opposition to legalization, O'Brien said he was motivated to contribute to the Freedom Fund by what he perceives as to be DeSantis's consistency in supporting small businesses, irrespective of of his position on other political issues. And he saw his dollars potentially stretching further by contributing to the governor's PAC compared to independently opposing Amendment 3 through other vehicles. All he's done since being in office, at least for me, being here with boots on the ground, lifted boots, I might add, in regard to small business, is fight for it. Why in the world, as a small business, when I'm going up against a giant, why would I not align myself with such a mindset? Sounds like a Republican to me. O'Brien acknowledged that point, and he's conceded that he has concerns about the optics of providing funding for an anti-legalization politician with other contentious policy positions. Who wouldn't be concerned, he said. I mean, this guy's talking about abortion and all kinds of other things, but at the end of the day, that's not what I'm here for. Let's keep it on track.
Not here for the abortion.
Right, I'm here for the little guy. I'm here for the small business. And if we got a guy in there that holds up such a high seat, all these like little innuendos here talking about he's small. He holds up such a high seat and has a little bit of oomph behind his word. Why would I not at least consider using that to our advantage as small businesses with the very little resources that we do have? Yeager then highlighted the fact that suspicions behind the motivations behind POB Ventures' contributions to the DeSantis PAC are not likely to dissolve, especially amid new reporting from CBS News Miami that unnamed hemp businesses have joined forces to back DeSantis in his fight against the legalization measure with a pledge to contribute $5 million collectively to the state Republican Party after the governor vetoed the bill that ostensibly would have wiped out the market by banning most consumable cannabinoid products. What is up with these Republicans, man? You just like vote. You just go with the money and you just like vote against everything you believe in. We know nothing in life is free, and neither was this veto. A leaked WhatsApp message from the Save Florida, according to the local news outlet. We are currently seen as DeSantis's allies to defeat a recreational ballot initiative, the post from late last month said. Our lobby team made promises to rally some serious funding to stand with him on this. He chose hemp as his champion, and now we've got to deliver. We have to pay $5 million. We have to pay $5 million to keep our end of the veto. Another person characterized as a hemp executive by CBS said, we've been told that this is a two-part deal, another message said. Come up with the money to fight our biggest enemies, marijuana, monopolies. They're just talking about True Leaf here. This is just all just anti-True Leaf. Anyways, alley-oop reasonable legislation to secure longevity for our industry in Florida. The threat also contained a routing number for the state Republican Party's bank account. The messages suggest that the group has already contributed $2 million across dozens of payments to the party. While there's suspicion that the contributions are linked to DeSantis's veto of the hemp ban bill, a spokesperson for the governor said that any suggestion that he took legislative action in anticipation of the contributions is false.
Never happened.
Vetoed SB 1698 because the bill would impose debilitating regulatory burdens on small businesses. A hemp executive also told CBS News that he does not believe there's a connection between the governor's action on the hemp bill and the new industry contributions. I don't think there was any link to the veto. J.J. Combs, CEO of Arvita Labs and Mellow Fellow, said. I think it's really that we support what DeSantis is doing, what the governor is doing. We want to help fight against Amendment 3. This isn't about influence. This is not about influence. This is about supporting the Republicans of Florida because they are helping us. They're helping fight an amendment that we all believe is bad. The WhatsApp messages also describe a meeting with the Republican Party of Florida Chairman Evan Power, the party's executive director Bill Helmich, and attorney Jeff Aaron, a DeSantis appointee with the State Public Employees Relations Commission, and registered hemp lobbyist. Power and Helmich are also lobbyists with Florida Healthy Alternatives, a major hemp association that's opposing Amendment 3. The president of that organization, J.D. McCormick, told the Miami Herald that without DeSantis, the hemp industry right now would be illegal in Florida. And then Trulieve would go on to develop a monopoly. They already have the monopoly if the legalization measure is approved. Per the article, it's been previously reported that Florida man governor is hoping to garner support for his efforts to defeat the marijuana legalization initiative from the state's hemp industry, and DeSantis seemed to concede last month, this guy's so great, that his veto of a bill to ban most consumable hemp-derived cannabinoids was at least partly because he hoped the market would aid in his anti-legalization campaign. Meatball Ron once again saying the quiet part out loud. A similar situation is played out at the congressional level, with hemp stakeholders at odds with certain marijuana companies that are supporting legislative efforts to enact a federal ban on a wide range of hemp-based cannabinoid products. To that end, the U.S. House Appropriations Committee approved a 2025 spending bill last week that contains a controversial section to prohibit cannabinoid products such as Delta-8 THC and CBD containing any quantifiable, put that in air quotes, quantifiable amounts of THC. The DeSantis campaign committee, even with the recent contributions, is still miles behind the Smart and Safe Florida campaign in terms of funding. The marijuana legalization effort has raised over $60 million since launching in late 2022. Sounds like his campaign against Trump right here. DeSantis has been railing against the marijuana measure for months, most recently arguing that it would protect the right to use cannabis more strongly than the First Amendment protects free speech or the Second Amendment protects gun rights, and again claiming that the reform has been a failed experiment in states such as Colorado, California, and Illinois. DeSantis acknowledged the state Supreme Court has a role in reviewing ballot language for constitutionality and that a majority of justices behind the marijuana measure meet the legal standard. But while he previously correctly predicted that the court would approve the initiative following a challenge from State Attorney General Ashley Moody, he now says that the two dissenting justices were correct in trying to block voters from deciding on the measure. Now, to be fair, we have no proof besides these WhatsApp messages, but we have no proof that DeSantis's newfound boost in confidence came from the alleged money coming from from O'Brien and the likes, or it was, 40% off Prime Day deal that he scored on a fresh set of 5-inch heel lifts for the summer shoes, but we can't confirm.
I mean, it is Prime Day today and tomorrow.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
Got that deal.
Fair.
And to be fair, I've never known donor contributions to sway policy. Have you?
Never.
That's crazy.
Never.
We don't pay politicians
We can't
off.
confirm, though.
Come on.
Yeah, we can't confirm that there is a little something off about this entire situation. I'm pretty sure Florida parents are not too worried about their kids being able to legally bring 20 joints to school every day. But I do live in California, so what do I know about Florida? I know nothing. Lots more juicy details on this one that we could not cover in the time allotted today. Make sure you guys check out highat9news.com to get the full scoop there. I'm Rico Lamitte, the dopest dad on the street. Just doing, second best thing that I do, follow the damn money. What do y'all think about this, man? Ron DeSantis.
I think with all that money, DeSantis must have bought some new boots with extra lifts.
New boot goofing.
Mm-hmm. There's the new boot fund.
The new boot scooting.
He wears like platform jellies. I'd like to see that.
And I think he just bought some insoles, those Dr. Scholl's insoles, and he's just gelling.
Oh man.
He just he just stacks them.
Could be gelling.
Like a little kid at Payless shoes, running faster.
I used to do that. I used to feel like, when you put on a new pair of shoes, I could run faster. I do remember that when I was little.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Jump higher.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Joe High can jump.
Man, you guys look so amazing. You guys all got green screens going on. Look at this, bro. Look at this. Look at this.
Panel of distinguished
Looking good, man.
On a
You're
Tuesday.
not really in the studio?
On
thought I
a
was in the
Tuesday.
studio.
I mean, you are, Todd.
Yeah, we are officially the talking heads here. Why are people still doing all this dirt on WhatsApp?
Because it's not encrypted, Rico.
I mean,
like when Mark Zuckerberg took it over, you should have just stopped using it, period.
Literally.
you know what? I don't know anyone that stopped using WhatsApp app when Mark Zuckerberg bought it. I don't know anyone that quit using it.
Do you know that it links to your Instagram? Like if Meta can send you a reset link to confirm that it's you trying to log into your Instagram through WhatsApp because they've linked the two.
Speaking of links, back to the story. I don't know why you're going to short shame DeSantis and talk about his boots and his platform heels. The only boots that he has on that matter are the ones that are on the neck of the American public.
Oh, boy.
And the fact that he is going contrary to what the general population in Florida wants to have happen.
We don't know that yet. They haven't voted yet.
Well, and the question becomes, do Republicans tolerate the rhetoric that he is spewing? I mean, it's almost like
I think they
popping
do.
a pimple here. Because this notion that this is going to create rights and that are greater than the First and Second Amendment, it's that kind of unrealistic rhetoric in politics that doesn't help to create consensus, doesn't help to calm what's happening in this country. We need political preparation H right now. We have the massive flare-up that needs help. And for DeSantis to go in and to say those kinds of things, it's irresponsible politicking. We all know that we don't have the same perspectives. We all know that we don't have the same agenda. We all know that people are trying to get their way of thinking and believing to become codified into what American society will be tomorrow. But to say those kinds of things is irresponsible. And either he is dumb or he is irresponsible or both. And I think every time we talk about his platform shoes, we distract ourselves from the real harm that DeSantis has done, can do, and will do. And the question is, when is his party going to hold him accountable and let him quit stumping for his next job and start really serving the people of Florida?
You know what I find funny about all of this?
Party hold anybody
The
accountable.
Republicans.
You know what I find funny about all
When
this?
has Republicans been held? When has a Republican ever held themselves accountable, let alone
Exactly.
the party held them?
Well, the
It's
Democrats
all
are
that
too
every
busy
day.
holding Biden up.
Every day.
So.
Well, this is why I'm saying this is why the Democrats never win, because they try to because they do hold each other accountable.
Right,
Why do you
that's
think Al Franken quit?
And when they do win, it's because they cheated.
And after the rhetoric that he uses, these Republicans don't apologize for shit, and they don't stand for shit. Sorry,
Double down.
Oh, wow, Rico.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this much. I do find it extremely amusing, the fact that the hemp industry is crying about having to spend this $5 million that they promised to spend in lieu of the political trade to make sure that they don't have that.
Again, that's a major deflection from the questions that I sort of posed.
I don't think that's deflecting at all. I find it humorous that they're complaining about it. They have an open market.
Is saying that the passage of these laws would codify rights that are greater than two of the foundational pillars of American law.
Yeah, but we all know he's
First and Second
gaslighting
Amendment.
the community. We all know that.
And you're okay with that?
I'm fine with that. He has to take a perspective. He's going to take a stand. He's going to take that stand. That's fine. Whatever. Who cares?
Jason's a big fan again.
I'm fine with that. That's our platform.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's his thing. That's his thing. That's like asking Kevin Sabet to be pro cannabis.
What is Ron DeSantis' platform? Shoes.
Oh, wait, see what you did there.
I mean,
that's
the last
cute.
I checked, the manatees need a little help down there, and condos still collapse because they're building safety procedures, and oversight is lax compared to other states. And so I think if he wants to serve his constituents, there are things at home that he could be doing. And it seems like Ron likes to pick these sort of lightning rod issues so that he can stay in the headlines. And I'm not sure that really helps the people he was tasked with.
Well, like he's pretty much as tall as you are, Yarrow, so he's got to do something to stay in the line of fire.
The line of fire is probably too soon, too.
Yeah, so I'll start a political action committee for vertically challenged and high-functioning men, and unfortunately, the high-functioning part probably means he won't be able to.
Can we call it Short Kings for Cannabis?
No. The acronym needs to be STILTS, so it needs to be STILTS is what you got to figure out the words for. Yeah, but the acronym should be STILTS.
Short King should be a new name.
Stilts with a Z.
Oh yes, STILTS with a Z. I mean, that would be really
Difficult.
good. Yeah. Just the last S as the Z though. It has to start with an S.
Yeah.
Because you can't silence anybody without the letter S.
All Oh, I guess.
Just saying.
We'll work on that.
But we do want to thank the C Word with a big old super chat who says the first annual SF Dab Ioki was one for the history books. # High Life. So thank you for that big old super chat, the C Word. We do appreciate it. It looks like I'm going to get some Wagyu today.
You had to do?
Wagyu.
Can't silence people in Spanish.
Do.
Cállate.
Well, cute, Rico. We're gonna keep this train rolling. We're gonna roll right into our first commercial, and we're gonna be right back.